Alright, welcome back to the channel. So I'm just waiting for all this stuff to dry here, and then we're going to get a bobcat in and we're going to start excavating this. I got some recycled concrete and asphalt, so I'm going to start to lay a pad here to park all my all my old junk, and then eventually this might become a shop someday. So got that going on because I am just so sick and tired of mud everywhere I go. So we'll get the truck started today. We're going to try and get the I'm going to try and finish the interior here and put the new Bostrom seats that I got into the truck. So just picking up where we left off last week, I've got to mark out and cut out the front carpet now. Now, of course, hindsight's always 20/20. Viewers made a great point. They said you could have just done a relief cut on the foam underneath, and then it would have relaxed it to make this transition. So yeah, live and learn. But I think it's still going to work okay, because once I get this piece cut out and put in there, I'm going to put in that stainless steel strip along the seam. So I think it's going to work okay. So I kind of used the vinyl floor to cut out the cardboard, and it wasn't quite perfectly fitted around it. So this is my opportunity to get the carpet just perfect. So I cut out the cardboard, and we'll do some trimming. We'll fit it in here, and then, well, I'll probably need to break that. And then we'll just keep trimming the cardboard till it gets perfect. And then we'll mark it out on the carpet so it fits in there nicely. So after multiple cardboard cutouts, and then I finally cut the piece out. We'll see if it fits. There, something like that. Ouch. There. I like the seam. I think I'm glad I did it in two pieces, because even with the relief cut, I think it would still kind of want to bulge up a little. This just fits in nice because it's so thick where it meets there. It's a nice joint. Good. Got my practice on the little piece. Now I need to do the bigger one. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. You can see the seam there. And this isn't even screwed in or glued in, it's just sitting there. Boy, that's looking pretty sharp. So, again, my OCD is going to get the better of me, so I'm going to make a little piece that's going to fit in that little slot there, and I'll just put some glue and put that in there. But that's looking sharp. I don't know if I need to bother with that chrome strip along the seam. Sweet. So I thought I'd put these nice chrome strips on from 4 State Trucks on the top of the door panels there. So pretty straightforward. I just took them off, and then the 4 screws that hold them on. They're actually, and then took off that. You just got to slide out this little piece of stripping here to get the to get the old vinyl off. Now a lot of guys were saying in the comments that these are aluminum and you can clean them up, but you'd have to clean off all that glue, sand them down, and then polish them. So for the 20 bucks, or whatever these were, maybe they were 30, I think, oh, that's the wrong side. I think it's just easier to do this. So this is just a cover plate that's going to go over top like so. And then you just put the handle back on, and then it'll look, and then mount it back on the truck, and it'll look shiny and stainless. Cool. So I've mentioned it before, but steel and aluminum do not play nice together. And after 40 trips around the sun, these screws just seized right in there. So that's what I was having trouble with. Of course, it's always one under the three, but I got it out of there with an impact screwdriver. And then I was looking closer at the holes. I don't know if you can see that, but they all line up. I guess this isn't a one size fits all though. So they all line up. That one's pretty close. That one lines up, but then this one doesn't, so I'm going to have to drill a new hole there, and there's excess material on the back, so I'll just zip cut that off of there, and then we'll put these on the truck. Yeah, I'm really happy with the way those turned out. So I actually ran out of stainless steel screws, so I had to run to Home Depot. And with all this COVID stuff, it took me about an hour to wait in line there because they'd only allow whatever, a certain number of people into the store. So whatever, got it done, and back at her now. And I wanted to give a quick shout out to Michael, one of my fans. I sent him some stickers and he sent me these wicked P359 emblems. So I haven't decided where I'm going to put them yet. Obviously they could go on the side of the hood, but I've actually got some brand new brand new Peterbilt logos from the previous owner. So I'll find a place to put these. I think I'm going to put them inside the cab somewhere, maybe in the sleeper or up on the side there. But I'm going to find a good home for them. So thanks again, Michael. That was really awesome of you. Okay, so now we're at the final stages of putting in this awesome interior by the Day Cab company. And thanks again, guys, for the carpet. It really turned out well. So the last piece here is the sleeper boot, and I know all my American friends are going to say, oh, it's a boot. That's how Canadians say boot, which still boggles my mind. But anyway, so the sleeper boot goes on here, something like that. But the crying shame is I'll have to drill holes to mount it. But I think that's going to look real nice and cover up all the ugly underneath. Oh, but I hate drilling through the panels. Huh. All right, well, let's get at her. So I think on the back side it's going to work nice because I can just drill a hole here and that'll look good if I get some more buttons. So I've ordered some more buttons from the Day Cab company, just waiting for them to come in. So I'll just drill the holes and put some screws in for now, and then I'll replace them with buttons. But I think that'll work because that's where the diamond's supposed to be. Yeah, that'll look nice. And then you can see there's a carpet transition sewn in, which is why everything kind of needs to go in order. So I had to put the carpet in first, and then I could put this boot in last, and then put the seats in, because I couldn't put the seats in because then I wouldn't be able to put the screws. So it all kind of needs to go in order, but she's all coming together now. Okay, slowly but surely we're making progress here. So what I'm doing is I'm not actually drilling out or popping off the buttons. I'm leaving them. There's only a thin little strip of metal that I can grab. So I'm just pulling this tight and then drilling right where that's going to grab that material. And again, I'll replace these with buttons when I get them. So I think that'll match reasonably well. So I'm just trying to keep with the pattern. Man, this boot is the hardest thing that I've had to install yet in this interior. Maybe it's just because it's getting near the end of the day and I'm getting tired. I'd really like to throw a seat in here though and see how those new Bostrom seats are going to look. Something like that. Okay. Oh yeah, that's looking sharp. Let's put these buttons on. And see, it kind of follows the style, so that matches real nice. I've asked the day cab company if they can make me some buttons with some push-on buttons like this with this same silver material to cover that up. So I think that'll just finish it off beautifully. But I'm digging that. Nice. So that's going to put a wrap on the old sleeper boot. Doesn't look like much, but it was a lot of work. Trying to pre-drill all the holes and then line up all the screws. So tucked it down, screwed this in, left enough room to be able to lift this up and get the seatbelt clasps on. But yeah, that's looking really sharp. Okay, so now that I've got some more button screws, I can finish up the front here. And this is just going to drill right into the wood panel I put up there. And so we'll just tuck all those all the way along. And then I do have a panel that's going to go to cover up all this ugly, as you can see. So I'm thinking the silver buttons, or the buttons with the same color material, is going to look good. And I'm still waiting for the my speakers and the new Bluetooth radio to come in from Amazon. So when that gets delivered, I can cut out the speaker holes, and we'll mount the CB and we'll mount the radio. But you get the idea how that's going to look. All right. So I'm really excited about these. These were custom order seats from Bostrom. And as I mentioned in a previous episode, I sold the other seats to my cousin because the Legacy Silvers were too big for this little 359 cab. And so my mom and my wife each bought me one of these new seats for my birthday, so I'm really excited to get these in here. So they're a little smaller, and they don't have armrests, so they're gonna give some access to the sleeper, which is cool. There we go. Cardboard, maybe more flooring. Oh, there you go. How do those look? Pretty sweet. Oh yeah, let's see if these new seats fit. Oh, lift with your back, Mark. Lift with your back. Oh, these things are beefy. little seats for a little cab. Okay. Now, are the bolt holes going to line up? Maybe. Something like that. There's not much sticking through. And it looks like they are not going to line up. Okay, so then everyone knows that Bostrom seats do not match Legacies. So that's a bit of a bummer. So there, when I say they don't line up, they're not even close. So when this guy's over close to where it's supposed to be, this one's still probably 2 inches short. But that'll give me some flexibility, because what I might do is shuffle the seat over to the left, because there's still some room here, and get them closer to the doors, which will give even more access in the middle. But those look sharp. I'm really happy with those. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Mrs. TwinSticks. So I figured the easiest way might be to take the base plate off. And I can mark it out and drill the holes properly instead of freehand on the drill press, and get that mounted. So one of the tricks I learned watching Finnegan's Garage is he had this special blue ink that you put on the ends of bolts, and then it would mark exactly, then you place the plate down and it would mark exactly where you're supposed to drill. So I used the same idea, just with some white paint I had laying around. And there you go. Now I know exactly where to drill. Cool. So let's see if this thing drilled these holes in the right spot. Oh, look at that, like a glove. That is a good trick. Thanks, Finnegan. Yeah. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is probably put some nuts on there and just zip it down to compress the carpet a little bit, so it makes it easier when I go to install this with the seat on. Now ideally I could just mount this plate and then put the seat into it, but I don't think it's going to work that way because of the scissor lift. But yeah, I think jockeying it around, especially with the steering wheel here, is just not going to work. So what I'll do is I'll zip this down, compress the carpet a little bit, and then we'll take it off. We'll mount it back on the seat on the table there, and then bring the whole thing in, and it should line up not too bad. Oh, fun and games. And I'm getting tired of chucking seats in and out of this truck. Okay. Hopefully this is the last time. Oh, success. Oh, one seat. Awesome. Okay, so now we'll bolt this down, and then we'll hook up the airline, and one will be done. Well, I guess I gotta do seat belts too. Let's see how she feels. Oh, nice. Oh, these are comfy. Now you'll notice that they're the low style, so this is about as high as it's going to go. I got it on a block of wood. It might go another inch higher, but that is sweet. That is what I was looking for. And I can just hear the comments now. Oh, sitting low is not safe. You can't do it. Well, to all those people, I drove truck for many years, and I had it aired right down, and this is how I used to drive, and never had an accident. So each his own, I guess. Each his own, but I'm loving these. Yeah, sweet. So to hook up the airline's pretty easy. I just put one of these fittings. I just put a little bit of thread sealant on there and screwed it into the port. And then it's got a little ferrule that goes on there. Try and do this one-handed. Oh, that's tricky. Okay, so then just push that on there, push the ferrule down, and then tighten this nut up. Now in order to take this off of here, I had to let all the air out of the truck. So I guess I'll have to start it up to build a little bit of air. Oh, I guess I gotta push it down. And then I'll be able to rise the seat up as high as it can go, put a block in there so I don't slice my fingers off, because it's very tricky to reach into those back bolts there. So you can see how the bladder gets inflated there. That's aired all the way up. It actually goes up pretty high. But then of course when you sit on it, oh, it drops down a little bit when you soften it up. Nice. Yeah, so safety first. Make sure if you got one of these things raised up, I'll put a block in there so it doesn't come down and do some damage. So we'll finish tightening this up. A good squish on the carpet. I'll probably have to, after I run this thing for a while, retighten these down as the carpet kind of compresses and eventually collapses, and then it'll hold tight. So now to cover up the ugly scissor lift, I've got this nice skirt that came with it. So we'll go ahead and Velcro this all the way around. So just like everything else in this truck, now that I got one done and learned how to do it, I got one more to do. Oh, that looks right. And check this out. I can even walk into my sleeper. Mission accomplished. Awesome. All right, Kaylee, want to go for a ride, get some diesel?
Yep.
What do you think of these new seats?
They're awesome. They're a little short though.
Oh, you can never be too low, Kaylee. Never be too low.
I suppose so, Dad.
What a lovely day for a drive. Oh, I just realized I better put my seatbelt on.
Put your seatbelt on, Dad.
Safety first. I worked so hard to put these things in here. Okay. They're not too low. What is low is our diesel though.
Yep.
The fuel gauge isn't working. It's been staying empty since I bought this truck.
Jeez.
But I just put a stick in it and we got about an inch of diesel. Block quieter here with the interior roll put in.
Yeah, it's nice. Won't be quiet when you put that train horn in though.
I can't wait for the train horn. Thing's a little better. Maybe I need a new power steering pump. Knock off the rust from the winter.
Mm-hmm.
that power steering pump is just crap.
Yeah, most likely.
Oh, these new Bostrom Seats are pretty awesome though. What do you think?
I think they're nice.
Yeah, just nice.
Yeah.
Oh, someone's at the pizza pump. Time to get some 90-cent diesel.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, wait for this guy. Well, I'm gonna call today a win. The interior's getting closer, got my seats in, got to go for a little rip for the first time in 2020 with my daughter. I got to spend $300 on diesel. Yeah, I'm happy. These seats are just wicked cool. And now I can finally get into the bunk. They look real sharp. This day cab company interior is just outstanding. The carpet they provided, I just love it. It really turned out. I mean, I have to say, for a guy that doesn't know what he's doing and has never done an interior, that doesn't look too shabby. So on the next episode, when I get my speakers in, we'll finish up on the front. We'll put the CB and the radio in, and then the next time we go driving, we can listen to a little bit of Way More. There you go, little by little.